Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, the entirely merciful and especially merciful. Dear viewers across the globe, I greet you with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace be with you. I'm quite sure by now that you understand the wisdom why we say this kind of greeting in the beginning and we say it at the end. We wish that peace would spread and prevail everywhere. We know what's going on around us, and we know that we need to replace it by peaceful communities and peaceful globe. We can start this by spreading peace amongst us, even in a form of a greeting. Yet, after that, we take it to another level to implement it on a very small level, then on a very broad level, then on the global level. We want everybody to enjoy peace. That's why we wish them peace, and we told you that this is what all the messengers selected by God have tried to do in this world. And that's why it had many opponents, many people, many enemies against them. Yet the final conquerors at all times were the messengers. They managed to spread their messages and their peaceful environment around them, at least for a group of people. But now we see how peace is spreading among people gradually and everywhere, and as our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam promised us that in every corner in the world it will go there. That is Islam. It's something really amazing. And it's more amazing to try to get the beauties and the treasures of this great religion. This is what this episode and similar other episodes try to do, to spread these kinds of treasures in the universe. You're welcome. If you watch it, you will enjoy taking part of it, either from the knowledge viewpoint or from the practical viewpoint or from financial viewpoint. You will get a lot of benefits from that. By the way, all of these treasures that you are going to learn are free. I know that you know that they are free, but I'm focusing this. So you're not going to lose anything. You just spend your time properly, and you will learn things that people around you, perhaps millions of people, if not more, around you, they are not aware of that. We're going to try something today so that we would know that really this is a treasure. You would take it and try to teach it everywhere to people around you to check whether this is correct or incorrect. This is one of the targets of this program, is to help you get some of these treasures, of course, after understanding them. So when you understand them, you may share it with other humans on better understanding or on better scales or on larger scales. I wish that you do that. This is one of my goals from this program and many other programs in this kind of channel. Sharjah TV and many other channels, they are doing the same thing in a way or another. Let's begin today by focusing on one thing that's common among all humans in the world. This something should be known by every human being. If not, at least half of them or the majority of them. But I'm asking, if among those people 7.7 billion humans are living nowadays, if you ask them a simple question that should be a common thing among all of them, how many of them know the right answer? The question is as simple as, tell me the most common answer by all people who make mistakes. What's their response? This is something that you don't need to study. This is something that you observe and see and read it here and there. What is it? See it on the level of your family members. See it in your neighborhood. See it inside yourself. What is the common thing that when you make a mistake, how do you respond? What do you say? And this is something so common that it's spread, or it is in the nature of every human being. Every one of them would give you almost the same response or the same answer. Nobody knows this unless he or she knows all those human beings. Who can give me the answer of this question? How many people you know in your life? How many people you lived and experienced it and have seen them acting around you and going through situations that push them to do that, to say that? What is the common answer that they say? Who dares to say the answer? Unless he is sure, unless he himself knows all those 7.7 billion human beings, and nobody does. I have never heard somebody who tries to claim that I know all those humans, even if he read millions of books around him or around her. Something amazing. So the one who would say the answer is the one who knows all them. Who is the one who knows the 9.9 billion human beings? Of course, this number will change. Whether it goes up or down, still would be the same situation. Because I'm talking about the creator of the universe. The creator of all those human beings is the one who is sure of how they behave and how they act and how they respond in any situation. So to save our time and my time and your time and to get the highest quality of knowledge is by looking into what Almighty Allah, the creator of this universe, has said to us about the universe, about the population and inhabitants of this huge planet that we live in. Otherwise, there is no way for us to expect. Otherwise, our expectations will be very poor expectations. Yet, when we know the answers, when we get the treasures from Almighty Allah, from the words of Almighty Allah in His final message in the Quran, we would have access to this knowledge. Very high quality knowledge at very little effort that you do. You just spend your time learning what you hear from this program as an input and verify it by yourself. Access the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that to be 100% sure that it is the exact word of Allah. This is something amazing. You don't find it in any source of information around you. Neither in books, nor magazines, nor newspapers, nor media. You don't find this kind of quality knowledge. But here, you would find it accessible for you. Alhamdulillah. And we encourage you to share it with everybody. Here is the question, the answer of the question that I said. What is the response of most of the people when they make mistakes? Everywhere, most of the people would say this answer, that I was not listening accurately to the advice that I got from my parents or my teachers or from whoever was giving the advice. I was not listening very well. I was not paying attention, or simply I was not obeying them. This is what people say, that when they make car accidents, when they fall into troubles, they would say that I did not listen to the warning. In other words, I was not paying attention to the warning. Or in simple words, they would say that I did not obey the commands that were given to me in this context, whether it is an advice from my parents, or warning from the police, or warning from weather forecasters, or warning from a friend or some. They always say that I did not listen carefully. I did not pay attention to the commands. I did not obey them. I wish I would have obeyed that. The situation that I'm in, the terrible circumstances that I'm suffering now, they are as the result of not obeying the commands. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, He revealed to us this kind of revelation, this kind of knowledge that we know. Allah tells us that on the Day of Judgment, this would be the response of those people who blame themselves. They try to say that we are the ones who did not obey Allah, who did not obey the Creator. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in briefly that on the Day of Judgment, the people will confess because they are so stubborn in this world, and they are so arrogant, they don't want to confess that they themselves were the main reasons, because of the arrogance they have in their hearts, or because of the nature they were raised in, because of some reasons they developed the habit of not listening. I would say not listening carefully. They did not listen. They might be hearing something, but they don't pay attention to it. Their heart were somewhere else. Their hearts were with the mobile phones, or with the computers, or with the games. They were not focusing on the message that came to them. This is exactly a similar situation to what's happening to all of us nowadays in this world. And every time there are many distractors that keeps us distracted and not focusing and disoriented from hearing the most important knowledge that you are looking for. That's what we are for. I think your parents and my parents and every person of wisdom in this world should act hard on this issue. How to keep us away from these distractors, particularly when we are young, when we have not developed enough skills to do this by ourselves. But unfortunately, even grown-ups now, a lot of people are distracted. They fear that there's something dangerous going on in this direction or the other direction, yet they are distracted by whatever this kind of distraction is in front of them, on the media or in the playgrounds or this game or this match or something very trivial in comparison with the other ones. These distractors are one source that causes problems on the earth. I think we need to educate people and grown-ups against these distractors, because otherwise you will definitely find that the majority of the people on the Day of Judgment giving the same response. We wish we would have paid attention. We wish to what is said to us. We wish that we were more focused. We wish that we were more sensible person, people of wisdom. But we were not. We were not wise enough to pay attention to what was given to us. We confess that we made this mistake. We confess that this was the reason for the mistake I did, or the violation I made, or this or that. Most of the students at schools, they would say this excuse. Oh, my teacher, I was not paying attention. I did not hear exactly what you have told me. Or, in more brave and direct answers, they would say it bluntly that I did not obey what you told me to do. You told me to do something, but I was busy doing something else. I was busy, distracted by other things at the expense of the most important thing that you asked me. So whether it is your teacher or your parent or your neighbor or your friend or anyone who is sincere to you, who loves you, and who loves you more than your Creator. The one who created you and he commanded you from the first day, and he made the default in you. It's something in our minds and in our hearts that the default that Allah created us with is to listen and obey. Yet we were not focused and we were distracted by all these things around us that are happening around us in this world. We do thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for showing us glimpse of the truth that we are in need of. Guidelines of these truths, we find them in the entire Quran. And the more we get from the Quran, the more our hearts will be paying more attention to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we keep sincerely asking Allah to show us guidance day after day, hour after hour, and in every opportunity that we need to get this kind of guidance. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.